Hello guys and welcome back to a new episode of Waveland Park, and let me tell you, this episode once again is going to be packed with a lot of new stuff, and that is why the episode is going to take a little bit longer. Waveland Park episodes always are packed because we always have massive projects that we are going to work on, and in this case I finally decided I wanted to do something with the visitor center. So we did not finish it completely, but at least I made a start. So I had to put in some counters, and I'm very happy that with the new update we finally have counters for the information, and that's what I used here. So I used these counters, used some of the wall pieces that we had from the conservation pack. I colored them in white, put them under the counters, made it look a little bit like a reception or something else like you would see in a hotel. Give those a little bit of a backdrop on the back side here with some of these taller wall pieces, and created some shelves and packed those shelves with some stuff like merchandise or something like that, giveaways for the guests. So this is meant to be the welcome area or the welcome shop when you enter the park and you need some information for the park, make some reservations for the restaurants or for the hotel, book some special events for feeding animals or animal encounters or something like that. So that is the thought behind it, and it should also be some kind of a shop for merchandise, so souvenir shop or something like that. So what I did as well, I used the Christmas gifts and colored them in the Waveland Park colors. That is a dark blue and a white, so very marine colors. And also colored some of the stuff that we have right now in the game, like all those little props that you could put on a shelf and that were recolorable. I colored them in those Waveland colors, so that in theory our guests would be able to shop a little bit around here and have the perfect Waveland Park merch. What I think is also very handy, and I used here as well, are those little screens that are half a meter tall. So you can perfectly use them as some kind of picture frames or something like that. So that's what I did here as well. You might have seen it at the counters where I put down those as some kind of Waveland Park pictures that you could buy for souvenir or something like that to take home with you. Yeah, and I also used these little cute pots. I really do love them. They are also recolorable, so I colored them in white and a dark blue and put in some of these little plants so that our visitors could also buy some plants. I don't know if this is very realistic, because if I think of it, when you walk into a zoo or an adventure park or something like that, and I don't think that you want to buy some flowers or something like that. But well, maybe in the end when you leave the park and you go into the gift shop and you want to take something home with you, why not buy some plants? Well, okay, the last step that we did here was building the entrance. As you can see already, I had to put in the path on the inside of the building. Unfortunately, it had to be an elevated path. I don't know why this is. I think I have to rewatch the first episodes. The first episode of Waveland Park when I built this building, but unfortunately it were elevated path. But never mind, we will have a solution for that and for that awkward look inside right now in the future. I will get back in there. As I mentioned before, it isn't finished yet, so I will get back in there and find a solution for this look. But I think with the look of it, with those wooden planks as a floor, it looks already very, yeah, very marine-y, I think. And so everything else will come in the future, and so this will be a work in progress. But now let's get into our big new project, our big new area in the park that is going to be the edge of, no, not the edge of the river, the river's edge. Yeah, branding is very important, so it's the river's edge, not the edge of the river. Yeah, that is going what I'm laying out right here, right now. I wanted to create a whole new area where the visitor path is going to follow some kind of a river, so that you will start on top of a hill, because I wanted to have various views with underwater viewing and so on. So you start on top of the hill and then you go down. So we're starting, the idea is we're starting right here on the left side with a habitat for the giant otters. Then we are going a little bit down. So this will be spoilers right now, because right now when I'm building this wasn't even planned that way. So you're going down a little bit. On the left side first of that, you will have a habitat for the American beaver. And then you're going a little bit down. From the view that we are having right now on the right side, there will be another habitat for the spectacled caiman. Then you are going down a little bit more. There will be a habitat for the Asian small-clawed otters. Also on the left side, there's going to be a habitat for the crowned crane. I really wanted to have them in here. And also when we are completely at the end of our river flow, there will be a little pond, and in that pond we will have a habitat for the platypus. So we're going to have quite a few animals in here. This will be highly themed and very much decoration. I wanted to have like a jungle feeling or something like that, and we work with special effects for the river so that it really looks flowing, and yeah. And I also wanted it to be a little bit exciting for our guests so that they will able to cross the river. So I didn't want them to just walk along the river. I wanted them to have some different views and cross the river at some point, where we do have here right now for the habitat of the giant otters, so that they will change the sides and have the beaver on the right side. And yeah, as I said, I want this to be highly themed and have a very much a theme park look right here in that area, because that is the look that we are going for in Waveland Park. So we are going to design a park that is like SeaWorld, like the Disney parks or something like that. I wanted to have it that clean view, but I also wanted it to have this, yeah, this amusement park image. And I hope I will achieve that with all the builds that I do in here. Yeah, with that being said, I'm very excited. I might have told you that I'm going to visit the US in October again. So I've been there quite a few times, and I do love the States very, very, very much. Even though the political environment that is very crazy still, and since Trump took office, and even though he's not president anymore, yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on in there, but I'm not trying to be a little bit political here in this episode. So yeah, I'm very excited to go to the US. I'm also going to visit some of the great theme parks as I'm going to Florida. I definitely will go to visit Disney World. Booked the tickets yesterday already, and I'm very excited for that. And I'm also going to visit the Universal Studios in Orlando, which I'm also very excited for. So if you guys have any recommendations or any tips where I should go zoo wise, then let me know in the comment section below. I was already thinking of, as we are also going to St. Pete's, which is pretty close to Tampa, I was thinking about visiting the Lorry Park Zoo. I've been there once, it's about 10 years ago or something like that. Or the other option was to go to Busch Gardens, but I'm not quite sure about that because, yeah, we're visiting so many theme parks already. And I don't know if I want to go to another theme park. So Busch Gardens was just an option zoo-wise, because they also do have a lot of animals in there. And yeah, just let me know in the comments if you're familiar with Florida parks and zoos. Where should I go? What should we visit? We're also going to Miami, Fort Myers, St. Pete, and Clearwater. I'm going to swim with the manatees, so that's the plan right now. And then we are going to Orlando and then back home to Germany. So 2.5 weeks, not that long, but yeah, we've already been to Florida, so we know a lot there. And yeah, so 2.5 weeks will be enough, I guess. Yeah, but now back into Waveland. What you can see right here, right now, in the backside, I did a little kind of, not a diorama, but something like a self-made map of the river's edge. You can also see there that I only have the giant otters, the small clawed otters, the beaver and the platypus in there, because the plan was to only include those 4 animals in this area. But I fell so in love with the idea of the river's edge that I wanted to extend it already before I even started it, and so I decided to have also the spectacled caiman in there and also the crowned crane. Yeah, building these maps is not that hard. I just took some small rocks, connected them to each other, next to each other, and then for the river and for the path I used the art pieces. Just use some small art pieces in oval shape or even in a square shape, put them together and create something like this, yeah, like this path or like this river area here. And yeah, that's all you have to do. Then take some of the animal signs that we have in the game, put them down where the animals have their habitats, and you already do have a small map. I think this is a cool idea for small separated areas in the park where you can build something like this and your visitors have a little overview of what they can await in the area that they are entering. So that's all about that. I'm going to extend that in a few minutes, as you might see in the end of the video. Yeah, as we are going to add the other animals. And with that being said, as you can see, the giant otter that I put in here is the sorry, is the bronze statue, because the sign for the giant otter was way too big. So Planet Zoo, Frontier, if you can hear me, it would be so cool if we had matching signs for every animal in the game and not those different signs and different sizes. And it would be so cool, it would be so perfect to do stuff like this if we had the signs for every animal in the same style. So that would be a major improvement. Yeah, so sending this one to the gods and hoping that it will be reality one day. So decorating again with a lot of foliage here, because as I said, I wanted it to have this jungle look, this wild and wet environment. And yeah, I think I accomplished that. I hope I did so. Yeah, the river's edge, this whole complex is going to take us some episodes from now on. I think, yeah, as I'm doing Waveland every 2 weeks, I think we will have about 1 or 2 habitats sometime in the same episode, as I want to do something special and highly detailed and adventurous for the animals as well. So I'm not building just simple habitats, at least I'm trying to not just build simple habitats. So I think 1 or 2 habitats per episode, that will make the whole part here about 4 or 5 episodes until we finish it, and then going to do something else. So what I'm building right here is something that I saw at some point in some parks, or even some some tourist attractions, that they have these frames built up where people can stand behind it, and you can take a photo in front of the frame, and you have a wonderful photo of some great panorama stations or something like that. So I wanted to build something like that, and let me tell you, this already works. So if you put down some of the vista points, or one vista point in the right direction, right close to this photo frame, your visitors will go there, stand on that point, and look through the frame, so that it actually looks like they are using it. So you can do that very easily. You can build those frames very easily, like you saw me doing. Just take some wooden planks or whatever you want, make some decoration around it, something like the bamboo that I did here, then put just some posts underneath it, like I did with these metal beams. Give them some some hold or some structure with putting down these what did I there, temple pieces, and yeah, you're finally done. Then just put some kind of a spot behind it. You can use the art pieces in different colors, for example, so that your visitors might see in theory where they have to stand on. Put a vista point on it, and yeah, that's a little bit not tricky, but finicky. You must check out where to put the vista point so that your visitors are standing in the right direction. And if you've done that, your visitors will use it. Well, they won't use it, but it looks like they are using it. And there's also some fun moments with your guests when you are watching them and stand behind that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so the next part after we have finished the decoration around it is building the gate to the river's edge. I decided I wanted to go with massive fake rock walls, and with those fake rock trees again, and yeah, again give it a jungly vibe. Also using the rope pieces right here to to create the perfect sign that I wanted to have here, because I wanted to have something that is hanging over the guests, not doing something with those custom billboards. At this point, we're going to get back into that as well very soon, maybe in the next episode for the first habitat. But at this point, I wanted it to look a little bit more rustic and yeah, not too modern. But don't be afraid, modern is coming back. Yeah, so building the signage here, that is saying the river's edge. And then we are going to build something like a visitor center right here, because our guests, when they are going to enter the river's edge, there won't be something like a restaurant in the middle of it. So I decided I wanted to build something for them where they can at least go to the toilet, use the restrooms, have some drink, and yeah, also get some information on the part of this park. Yeah, a little bit more foliage work. Yeah, and I also use those hanging vines to put at the sign to give it a little bit more of a wild and natural look, and yeah, a little bit of a swampy look, because that's what I really wanted to do. Yeah, extending the river right here. What I'm doing right here doesn't make that much sense, because yeah, our river starts on top of this hill, and actually it's floating to the right side. It's floating to the right side, going down some little waterfalls, some little steps, and yeah, so it doesn't make sense that it's flowing to the right and to the left. But yeah, so this, I call it creative freedom. I hope you guys don't mind, and it is okay for you that it doesn't make too much sense at this point. Yeah, so here we have the fake rock wall and the waterfall with the little pond or water feature right here. And now it is time to build our visitor center for the edge of the river. For the river's edge. Oh my god, I just can't pronounce it right. Yeah, I always say branding is everything, and then I mess it up. Okay, yeah, well. Yeah, for this building, I took some inspiration of some southern buildings. So I googled bayou, because I wanted to have something like, yeah, something like this southern states buildings, this Mississippi area and something like that. And so I googled, I came up with a photo of a building that I was very happy with, and I decided to recreate that in my kind of style. So that's what I was going right here. So I wanted it to sit on the water level, a little bit above of it. And yeah, as I said, I wanted it to look a little bit rustic and swampy and stuff like that. So I think I accomplished that here. And in the end, I'm very happy with the building. And this is not going to be an excuse, but I built it very realistic. And build it very realistic means, if you go to an amusement park, if you go to Disneyland or something like that, or here in Europe, if you go to the Europa Park, it is all the time, or at least most of the time, the case. Then when you look at those buildings, only the facade is looking nice, and if you go to the backside of the building, there's just nothing, because it's just decoration. Buildings might be usable as well, but if your visitors can't see it from the backside, there's no need to have windows in there, have colors on there, and stuff like that. So that is what I did with this building as well. I also might have been a little bit lazy because I just was so happy when I finished the building that I didn't want to go at the back side and at the left and the right to do something about it. Yeah, but I told myself this is just as it works in reality as well, so you don't have to put windows in there or make some decoration, make it look nice when your guests don't even see it. Yeah, and so I didn't do anything at the backside. Yeah, that's also, when I think of it right now, that's also the thing why in my last episode of Swamp Lake Zoo I didn't want to build in the South American area, because if you have seen it, you know that I built the Casa Madrigal from Encanto, from the Disney movie, and I just worked on the front of the building and not at the back side or at the sides. But as I'm extending this area and as I'm working on that area in the zoo again, I have to go in there and do some decoration on the sides of it. So yeah, that might be the case why I didn't want to build in the South American area. Yeah, so I'm going to build a huge wooden roof right here for the building. And yeah, to be honest, it wasn't that hard as I thought to come up with something like that. It was pretty easy, just use those wooden beams and turn it around a few times, 45 degrees, and it is done very, very easily, very simple, very fast. And I just don't know, because it's 2 weeks ago yet that we had the last episode of Waveland Park. So I don't know if I thanked you guys already for giving me more than 500 subscribers on my channel, which was a huge step for me. So thank you at this point. I'm very, very, very happy with it. We are already at over 430 now, maybe 440 right now when this video is coming out. So this channel is steadily growing. But I have something that I wanted to ask you for, which would be very important to me, because I see that a lot of you guys are watching my videos, and hopefully so you're enjoying it as well. So I would love to not beg you, but ask you for hitting the like button if you enjoy my content, because that helps me so much for the algorithm of YouTube, so that more viewers or more people on YouTube are able to see and to find my videos. So that would be really, really, really great and very much appreciated if you just hit the like button if you liked what you saw. And yeah, of course, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, just do it now. That would be also very, very cool and very much appreciated. Yeah, but now back to this building. I cut a lot of stuff out there, even though it doesn't seem like that, because once again, the whole thing that you see in this video, everything that I built in here, took me about, let me lie, it might have been 6 or 7 hours that I was building on everything. And yeah, there's also some time included where I deleted stuff that I wasn't that happy with. But that's about the amount of time things take here in Waveland Park. Yeah, and I really hope you guys like what you see and what I come up with here, because this area of the river's edge is a lot different than what I did already in the park. If you have a look at the Penguin Bay and the Polar Zone, because yeah, everything so far was very modern styled, and now here in this part of the park it's going to be very yeah, not cartoony, but very amusement park style. So I hope you guys don't mind it, and I hope you guys like it. But that is the vibe that I was going for with this park. Have it, yeah, have it to be a fun park here. Yeah, and I'm also very proud that I thought about guest facilities and restrooms, especially here in this area, so that we don't have any problem with that in the future anymore. I still have to build some restrooms in our visitor center because I wanted to have some in there as well. Just don't know how to achieve that because the building is, yeah, round shaped, so that might be a little bit difficult, but yeah, I think I'm coming up with some ideas on that as well. But we have toilets now in the polar zone. We have toilets now here on the river's edge on the beginning in the visitor center. So I think we're up to a good start for this area of the park. The only thing that we have to put in here somewhere is something where our guests can get a little bit of food. So maybe just some vending machines or something like that, because as I said in the beginning, I don't want to have some kind of a restaurant in there. Maybe at the end of our river's edge, where we will have the pond for the platypus, maybe there will be place for a little kind of restaurant or some imbiss station or something like that. Yeah, as you can see right here, our lodge is kind of finished. The backside isn't, but there won't be, yeah, there will be, definitely there will be walls because this is going to be a closed building, but yeah, there won't be windows or something like that. Okay, so the last thing that we have to do right here is some decoration. Rocks and plants and stuff like that to make it look natural, and I put in some of the trees that we got with the, no, it wasn't, yeah, it was the wetland animal pack. We got some trees from the wetland animal pack and I put them in there. In the end I deleted some of them again because the whole area was a little bit too dark for me, and I wanted to have some better light effects when I'm looking at the visitor center right here. So yeah, as I said, I deleted some of the stuff. Yeah, and with that being said, we are already at the end of this episode. It took quite some time to build it. Yeah, as you can see, I'm deleting some of the trees right now, and the light is going to look a lot better. Yeah, as I said, we are at the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked it. We're going to have a look at the park right now and watch a little bit of it. Having a little bit of a tour through the new area so you can see everything that we achieved in this episode. So if you liked, I said it before, just hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you guys soon in 2 weeks again when we are going to build the river's edge again. Bye guys!
call me one, Tabitha.